skip that thing for now. So, one our member there, who has signed with us, our guest is, uh, has got perfect 90s in all. So, um, I think I have shared in the groups as well. So, you can ask your queries with this person, and you can get your queries answered. Okay, that will be helpful for you. Whichever task you are facing difficulties, you can ask. All right. Okay. Mm, okay.
I'm here. Sorry, I was on mute.
Okay. Okay. Right. So I will share it in chat. That will help others proceed. Maybe Sangisha, maybe we share the screen. So I have shared this scorecard in the chat box. So as you can see, this person has got a perfect 90s in all score, and this person has taken their exam on 10th March 2025, which is just 5 days ago. Alright, this person was quite busy with their work, so they were unable to uh, take time from their work. So now, since they are having a weekend, so I have arranged this meeting. So, so kindly explain like how did you feel when you're taking the exam?
Um, I was very nervous. I don't know how everyone else's testing centers are, but with ours, it's everyone is in the same room, so you can hear everyone else answering. So that's the first thing that I would suggest people who are taking the exam to prepare for, because although you've got the microphone setup is like what you have on right now, um, you know, but you're still not prepared to hear your neighbor's answer. And also, it makes you more nervous because you can tell at what stage the person next to you is. So if you're behind and you panic, that can also affect you. But as I was taking, I was nervous, but also I tried to remember all the things that I've learned, all the, um, to speak up, you need to use just a higher volume than you would normally use in conversation. Uh, because there are other people, and also because you don't want to say the right thing and the mic doesn't pick it up. So you need to speak a bit louder than normal. So yeah, that's how I felt in general.
Okay. So how did you feel your read aloud? Was it uh, tough compared to your normal practicing task, or was it in the same way?
So read aloud was my most challenging section when I was preparing. Every time I prepared, I never got over 70. So during the exam, it wasn't as tough as the AP uni and as all my preparation, but I did stumble. So I think maybe that they don't mark it as tough as the apps do, but it was a challenge. And like I said, hearing everybody else read perfectly around you made me a bit nervous. But yeah, I focused more of my practice on read aloud because it challenged me more. And I think I was a bit nervous as well because I'm from Africa. So my accent, the way I pronounce certain words is different, but they don't factor that in. I think the system is made to factor in people's different nationalities.
Exactly. Exactly. So here, as I usually say that whenever we are like AP uni is means APT is the uh, like what can I say aggregate. It is an average of all your tasks. So if you are doing your reader out perfectly in out of 7 out of 5, if you are doing perfectly, and it has messing up in 1 or 2, then it is acceptable because it's the human tendency we make mistake. So it is understood by the algorithm as well. So how was your repeat sentence? Was it long or was it short?
My repeat sentence, I think it was average. It wasn't long.
Okay. So very how much were you able to reproduce it?
Oh, I think I reproduced most of it. There was one where I did a lot of because I missed a word, but I definitely, because when I came out of the exam, that's the one thing that was in my head that I didn't have. I most of the time I think it's in our nerves are the ones that let us down. We know how to do these things, but if I falter, I made a mistake. I had to tell myself at the end of that sentence to just forget it and do the next one.
Right, right. That's a correct approach. Like if even if you are messing up something here and there, then you should not get panic and you should make sure that you are meeting your fluency and pronunciation. That's the only way with which you can crack your speaking section. So how was your describe made? Was it with did you find like it was a pie chart, graph chart, or was it a map?
I had three described images. That I had more than it's usually two. I think I had more of those, and that is another one that was tough for me when I was practicing. But I think there was a point where you were saying keep. What I listened to was keep to the time limit.
Exactly. As I frequently said to keep on like manage at least 30 plus seconds for this kind of lecture. So I guess we have remembered that and we have managed that.
Yes,
Great. So how was your like was it difficult in your retail lecture? Were you able to catch the audio?
with the literature or the audio. That was okay. It wasn't as difficult as the described image. Um, yeah. For reading, listening, it is listening, isn't it? When they say the lecture and then I have to,
Yes.
yeah. No, that was for me. That was fine. I didn't have a problem with that.
Okay. So how was your writing section? How did you summarize your text word?
With a lot of correction, I generally, I think I redid it like 3 or 4 times, and at some point I had to tell myself, watch the time, and also read through it if it's okay. Um, I tried to put in as much of the useful information. But again, you don't really know what is useful in that. Yeah, what I must summarize. But I just, um, i- yeah, I tried to put in as much information as possible, keeping to the word count and to not, because the more you redo something, if you keep read, you're going to make a mistake. You have to stop doubting yourself.
So how was your essay writing?
Essay writing was okay. I wasn't sure about my comment, but I made sure that, I followed that introduction. I say what my opinion is on the title. I think my question was the difference between living in rural areas and living in urban areas. What would you prefer? So I said I prefer countryside, and then I said good and bad things about what I choose, good and bad things about the other option, and a conclusion. So yeah, I my content, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not the one who marked, but I made sure to have those four different sections: introduction, good and bad about one subject, good and bad about the second subject, and a conclusion. And to watch the word count as well, because in normal life, you don't usually watch how many words you're using.
Yeah. No, I want to ask like have you written using any template for essay writing or have you written on your own?
I didn't use a template per se, but the only thing I had in mind was to make sure to discuss, because when I first started practicing, I would just discuss my opinion. But I made the thing that I had in mind was introduction, discuss the thing that you, because most of the essays you have said pick a side, but you must discuss both sides. yes, I'm not picking living in the urban areas, but if for people who live, this is positive, this is negative. I choose this one. This is the positive, this is the negative, and always have a conclusion. And not to get too bogged down in the information. The thing they want to see is, do you understand the question? Can you put 1 or 2 points for each side? Do you have a conclusion? Yeah, we don't have to have, some of us are doctors, and, you don't have to put that much depth of information. Yeah.
Accurately, accurately. That's what the thing. First and foremost thing is understand your question. First, you understand that, and you have to discuss both sides of the arguments. That whether it is good or bad, then you have to give a proper conclusion. You have to maintain the proper introduction. So as I explained in my essay writing video as well in the recent page, in that so I have covered the same aspect. So coming to your reading section, how did you find your reading writing backs?
Um, it was okay. The one of the reading can be a bit. You have to understand. I found it that the only difficult part was actually understanding um the accent, the way the some of the words are pronounced. But if you pay attention and you do it as you go, and also read through the thing to see if it makes sense after you've filled in the blanks to see if. But there was some tough 1 or 2 words where they gave you words that were very similar. Yeah, I think they were. Yeah, it happens, but most of the time you can easily pick out which one is the right word. But for 1 or 2, the words were kind of similar and would make sense either way in the whole paragraph. Mm.
Right. So how did you find your reorder paragraphs?
Tricky, um, because there was one where I didn't have to. I just reordered the last 2. Everything else was in order. So if you go in there expecting it to be super jumbled up, just don't have any expectations. That would be my advice. Don't go in there expecting that, oh, but this one was in order for the first 2 were in order, and then I just had to switch the third and the fourth.
Oh, thank you.
No, because I thought I'm doing. You doubt yourself so much during the exam. It's saying, am I doing something wrong? Because I never practiced and saw something like this.
Right, right. That's correct. Many people usually doubt themselves a lot in the exams. That is the main reason they lose their marks. So how was your reading blanks?
Um, it was okay. It was okay. But I don't know if it was my testing center, but for some of the audios that were coming through, there were times when I couldn't quite hear what was being said. Even, and you have to put up the volume, but you're already nervous. But it was okay.
Right.
It Yeah.
So your SFT went really perfect, and I believe that since you have written your essay on your own, you have proper on grammar and speech skills, because as you can see, you have got perfect 90 in your writing. So definitely your SFT also went really well. So how about your listening blanks? Were you able to catch the answers, or did you wrote the answers on your understanding of the sentence? Like usually people will say they are unable to catch the word S, ES, and ED forms.
I think it was a combination of both. I can't tell you that I caused them exactly.
That's
I,
right.
yeah. You really have to listen to the whole thing where it's going so that
If right. Even I believe that first we have to understand like if there are any words like it refers to something like similar. If there is word and R, then it is definitely plural. So with that we can understand whether we have to keep normal word or we have to add S, ES or ED forms. So that is basic understanding of the English. Then what about your highlighting takeaways?
that was that was a bit tough for me uh, because of the speed
Right.
of the speed of reading, and that the person how the person's talking. That took me a while, and I had to read. But yeah, I think the marking, maybe I just got lucky. The marking was not as strict.
No, because like as I said, this PT exam is an average of all your tasks. So if you are to other tasks perfectly, then it will ignore one or two things. If you are messing up every year and there, then it will definitely reduce your mark. So since you have messed up a little bit here and there, even one of the person who has recently shifted from ICE to PT, they also got perfect 90s amount. So that person was still struggling with point 0.5 score. Uh, so when I decided to take PT, they ja- or they have switched to PT and they got perfect 90s in the first rate. So yeah, it depends. Like a little bit mistakes here and there are acceptable or a PT answer. So, coming to the most important task, which is about right from dictation. How did you feel about that
The right front?
dictation? The last speaking, listening task.
Oh, I I think I was more confident. It was towards the end as well, so I was just happy the exam was ending. But I just tried to keep an even keel, to just be calm throughout, even though in the middle I did panic. I definitely know that. But towards the end, right, I think it was okay. I don't think I got difficult things to write as difficult as during practice. I really think practice was way tougher than
Hmm.
the actual test.
Right, right. So, how did you feel about clearing the exam when you saw your score?
I couldn't believe it. I was actually like, I could not believe it. I had just been, because every single one of my mock tests I got 79. Every, I don't know how many I did, how many different things I tried. And then I was just hoping and praying for 80. And then when I got, I couldn't believe it. And, like, I'm sure some people get all 90s and they know they were strong. I knew my read aloud was not strong. My repeat sentence was not strong. So I was not expecting it at all.
So, yeah, it happens. Like, usually we don't expect it. Yeah. So, how many, like, one major question, like, how much marks were you expecting after you wrote the exam?
79 or 80, honestly. Just that's the basic expectation.
So, once you get like, if you are getting like 70 in your market, well, definitely means that you are going for better scores in your real exam because APN is come up tough when compared to your main exam. Uh, so definitely, if you are getting better scores consistently, and because you have wrote so many tests before the exam, that shows your consistency and determination we are practicing, and that is the reason why you got better scores in your main exam, right? So
Yeah.
next thing is, did you get anything from prediction like weekly or monthly predictions?
Um, is that where where you went through some people's individual thing, or on the AP uni?
Y- You may, no, 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 that's analysis. That is different.
Okay.
Yeah, this is predictions is different. Whenever you open a tab, you would be able to see that weekly P or monthly P. Okay, so that is referred to as prediction. So I guess since you don't have the idea, you do have follow that. Then coming to the next step. Um. All right. Done. So how was your experience like after repeating superior? What was your first thought?
I just couldn't believe it. I honestly couldn't, but I'm grateful. Um, Although I didn't contribute to the group, or I'm not really a talker, but I went onto the YouTube channel and I was watching those as well as practicing. I think we need to incorporate as much as possible, as much help as possible, because we can't do these things on our own. You might think, oh, I could just go onto, if I had just used the app, I would not have gotten these marks. There are certain things that people who've like this thing that you're doing, this Teams meeting, someone will get one thing that will help them, that they will remember during the next exam, you know. So uh, get as much help as possible. That would be my, you can never have too much help.
Right. So yes, I completely agree with your point. Uh, Majority of the time, it happens in the same way that people usually tend to ignore these things. Uh, they have to understand that practicing and taking help is one of the major things that can help you get your desired scores.
Yeah, it's true.
Let, and anything from your end.
Just gratitude. Thank you for the help. And everyone who shared, say, I found it so brave, the people who were sharing their mock exam, but it helped me. They might have been asking you for help, but by watching them and seeing that, oh, okay, I'm not the only one who's struggling with this, I think it helps, although they are the brave ones. Yeah.
So yeah, it was really nice having with you, you with us, and I'm really happy that you are part of my group and you have uh, learned a lot. And I guess my YouTube videos were also very useful for you in understanding me, right?
Yes, they were.
So one more question, like how many marks have you practiced? Like, were there any count? 10, 20?
A bit over 10.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. I tried to do, no, over 20. I just tried to do, and but I found like the more I practiced, I did mocks, but I also did individual. So the mocks isn't they highlight where my problems are. Then those are the ones I practiced more. I cannot tell you how many sentences I repeated.
Yes. So in the marks, I guess I think you have said as we have got 79 plus, or you were getting exactly 79 in all.
I was getting exactly 79. It's crazy.
Okay.
Even if I tried to change things, that's what I kept getting. Except I think the first two before I got no information were low. They were low, but as I was practicing more, which is why I was surprised when my results came, because I thought 79 or 80.
Okay. So one of the person has asked a question that um had they got their scores. So yes, Sangeeta was asking. This person has already got their perfect 90s in all, Sangeeta. So yeah, it was like really happy. I was really happy when you accepted to have a meeting with us and to let others also know how the main exam will be and to share your experience. That is a really great and thing that giving back to the community is really a good thing a person can do. All right. So
Okay.
I'm very much happy for that. All right. So one last question for you that whether reading and writing plans and playback plan are they similar to AP English standards, or was it difficult, or was it easy compared to the main exam?
I think they're similar, but like I said, depending on your testing center, expect to not hear some things. Like you have to really to miss something. Don't panic. That if there's anything I can say, they're similar to AP Uni. Except the only thing that was different, the whole mock, the only thing that was different was I got more describe image, which I struggled with. But the tests are kind of similar. Yeah. That's yeah.
So I guess that's all questions we had as of now, and we have another superior scoring candidate as well from our group who has recently got superior in this week only. So this was our uh, fourth candidate this week who got superior after following the guidance and tip provided in the group chat. And two more persons have got perfect 90 in all in this week itself. So it was a really great achievement by our group members. So I'm really happy that you have got your scores, and I really wish you the very best in your future journey.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay.
you so much for your time. It was really nice to have you here.
Sure. Thank you for having me. Bye.
You can be in the group, like if you want to learn about next experience as well.
Okay.
Or if you are busy, you can uh, drop the meeting.
That's
Depends on you.
okay. Yes.
So next thing is Osama. I guess Osama, are you available here? So I guess you guys were able to learn a lot from the person who has written the exam, and as I've said already previously that uh, the main exam is an average scoring of all your tasks. So even if you fumble one or two places, then it should not be taken as a bad thing. You can move ahead, ignore that thing, and do your rest of the task in a much perfect manner. If you are able to do that, then definitely you can get better scores. All right. So that is one of the major things. Coming to the next thing, that sentence understanding is really important while you are doing your reading section. We have to understand the context based on which it is the question is being available in front of you. You have to understand the options. Okay, sometimes several options will be coming, but based on the language of the context, based on the language of the paragraph which is present in front of you, you have you can select the best suitable one. All right. So that is one of the thing. And coming to the right conjugations and repeat sentences, try to make it much perfect. You should not skip it. You have to keep on practicing it until you make it perfect. As far as I say to everyone, that you have to make sure that you are perfect in all the listening sections, because it gives you marks for your uh, this writing section, listening section, as well as a little bit of your marks to your uh, editing section as well. All right. So make sure that you are reading that perfect. I'm supposed to join us today. They they have. So any more questions? Like if you have, um, we can answer till that person comes. We can ask the chat box. All right. So on Narshut. And so are there any questions? If there is no questions, then I will be providing the next a meeting recording later on, because the person has started their duty teams. So they won't be available now for answering the questions. So let's check if there are any questions. We are with there or no, then we can wrap up.
Excuse me, sir, I have one question.
Yes, please.
Sir, how to improve reading, writing, fill in the blanks, and listening, fill in the blanks? Not listening, reading, fill in the blanks.
All right. So coming to that question, as I've just was said, understanding the context is really important. Like understand the meaning of your reading blank. Okay, if it is present in the paragraph, then you should have an understanding that what is talking about. And with that understanding, you have to find the word present in the paragraph itself. And this you can understand only when you have a better understanding of the words. If you are unable to understand what the words are present in the paragraph itself, then you won't be able to find the correct answer. Okay. Apart from that, the next thing is that you have to make sure that you are able to analyze the meanings present in the given options. Many of the time when I ask person to give the meaning of the options present in the blanks, then they get stuck. They say, I don't know about this. I have seen this word for the first time. If you have such a poor vocabulary, then nothing can help you. No tricks, nothing can help you. The only thing which can help you is consistent practice and improving your vocabulary. If your words is, if your gripping of the English is good, then it will very easy for you to practice reading sections. If that is poor, then yeah, the only way is to keep on practicing and learning it during the journey of practicing.
All right, sir. Sir, one more question about multiple choice question who have which have negative marking. Is it okay we only select only one answer?
Well, the thing is that yes, it is okay. We can select for multiple choice answers. You can select one or two. No issue with that. Although they don't contribute much, but it can help you get one or two more extra. So, what let's say I will, as I said in one of the research scenarios in the two messages as well. So that we have three scenarios. Okay, in the case one, the person has to select two options. Okay, multiple. So they select two. They both get correct, and this person gets full marks. Okay. In the second option, the person writes again selects two options. One will be the correct one, and another will be the wrong one. Okay. At that time, what happens on the first positive mark from first option will get added, and then the wrong answer negative mark will get deleted, and the person will get zero for that answer. Then third point is that the person selects both of them as wrong. Both choices will be wrong. Okay. Still, the person will get only zero marks. It won't go in negative. It won't go as minus one in your entire topic. Okay. You won't get minus one in your reading or your listening. So you have to give it a level best. If you are able to find the correct answer, well and good. If you are not able to find, I would still suggest you to try your luck and select the selected. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Rest of the things are not so important, like highlight correct summary and select the missing words. Multiple choice questions, single or plural, both in reading and writing, reading and listening. These tricks can be skipped. Also, your answer short questions. These things are also important. So you can, if your other tasks are perfect, then you can skip even these things as well. But if you have a little bit of doubt, like 1 or 2 months in these things, then I would suggest you to try your luck in this as okay. Then coming to the next thing, the person has asked about reorder paragraphs. So for reorder paragraphs, normally you have to take like you have to start from the older period of time. Okay, you have to start with the past information, then present information, then the future information. If you are able to manage this thing, if you are able to maintain this flow, then your reorder paragraph is correct in the sentence. Okay. Then next thing is that you have to understand the nouns and pronouns. Like the first one will always have a noun. Okay. Like let's say, as my name is there, it would say in the first sentence, it would say Dr. Ahmed is a PT tutor. Then the next one will be a he is a uh, he helps people to get their desired scores. So here the word he is your pronoun sentence. So this is your linking noun and pronoun word. Okay. So if you are able to find those relation between the sentences, then it will be very easy for you to crack this reorder paradox. Then coming to the next thing is that in the reorder paradox, usually the first one will be having the full form. Like let's say Dr. Ahmed. So it will be written as DOCTOR, then Ahmed full. Whereas if it is coming frequently in the paragraph, then it will be in the short form, Dr. dot Ahmed, right? So in that way also you can understand if the name is getting repeated twice or thrice, then you can easily understand that the full form of the name is should be a first word, first sentence, and then the short box will follow the next sentences. All right. So this is the thing. Time. The first one is the chronological way, past, present, future. Then next one is your short, full form and short form of your names. Then the third trick is your noun and pronoun rules. Okay, and then we can nothing starts with directly from it or that kind of thing. It usually starts with something like a name or something related to some topic. So first, always find that sentence of the topic. If you are able to find that topic, then it will very easy for you to get the correct answers. All right. Mm, highlight incorrect word is bit tougher, especially in second paragraph. Uh, okay. So highlight incorrect word is not so difficult. You just have to improve your listening skills. Okay. If you are able to increase your listening skills, then you have to be alert while you are speaking that words. If you are alert with your eyes and if you are fast with your clicking, then you can easily manage your highlight intent words. And this can be achieved only by practicing again and again. Alright, so the person has asked how many extra words have been written in the five sections. So although we have not asked in the meeting, but this person has said that they have written perfectly. Okay, they are not written any extra words. So that much is the accurate listening skills of that person was. And that is the only reason they got 90s in all. Any template for summarized spoken test, you can follow any generalist tablet. Like you can start with the lecture described above. Then you have to write firstly the audio mentioned about. Uh, Later, it was said that secondly, we can observe in the audio that uh, lastly, we found that in conclusion, the topic was about. In that way, use a generic tablet. Do not go after longer tablets in which you can't embed your own sentences. Then, yes, actual highlighting triplets is easier than APM. Many of the things are easier when compared to your APM. What is the word?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
So sorry. I want to ask if we are scoring good in App Uni, how much difference in real exam with regard to App Uni mock test?
Okay, so if your target is 65 plus in all in your real exam, then you should get at least 70 plus in all in your APN. APN no. And always do mock test. Do not go after sectional or some question kind of things. Okay, always do proper mock test. That will help you a lot. That will give you exact understanding of your skills. Okay. Uh, And if your target is superior school, then if you are targeting for 75 plus mark, then you should get at least 80 plus in your listening, reading, and writing sections, and at least 70 plus in your speaking. Because APNE has a very tough criteria uh, to get to give speaking marks. So if you are getting 70 in APNE mark test, then you can get better scores in your main exam. But definitely the rest of the three things, 80, 80, 80 should be present in your listening, reading, and writing. 80 plus.
Okay,
Let's
sir. Thank you.
write much. So what is the word count is summarized spoken text. For summarized spoken text, you can write between 50 to 70 words. It is acceptable, right? So I preferably suggest people to write between 50 to 58. All right. Any more question? We still have 15 more minutes left to end the meeting. So if you still have any question, we can. Or three people are still, I think. Let's not take the answer. Okay. So for that, you can see that uh, essay word count. Yeah, for essay word counts, I would say 230 to 240 words is more than enough. Okay. And coming to your question, Arpit, how many mocks do we need to do and see whether we are ready to book the exam? So I would suggest you to do at least three mocks, and based on your target score, if you are getting near to that score, plus five should be the score in all of the modules. So if you are getting plus five, then your target in your main exam in consistently three mocks, then you are good to go. If your scores are going up and down, then that is not a good score. Your scores are inconsistent, and there are high chances that you might not get your desired score. So always make sure that you are hitting that level. Okay. Is APNE practice session senior prepared certain is APT or aptitude something? Well, this person has followed APNE itself. They did not follow any other thing. They have followed only my APNE tablet, APNE platform. They have followed. They have followed my YouTube videos, and they have followed my group chat. So with these three things only, this person has got perfect 90s now. I hope I have answered these questions. Right? Any more questions that I think people are busy on Saturday. So I thought the people will be available during Saturday parents club meeting.
Sir, one question. Here. So, will there be any prediction question from AppUni or any other predictions from Alpha BD? He faced or countered any question?
Okay, so yes, it is. Yeah, it will be present. If you are lucky, you will get it. There is no 100% sure shot answer that you will get definitely from anywhere. Okay, these are predictions, so it can come with my factor.
Okay, sir.
APN is more than enough. No need to pass it any other platforms. Other platforms are bit not that much security scoring. APN has been in this space a very long time, and it has a very strong fan base. Like uh, every day, someone on the other front, any part of the world will write the exam, and they will come and they will share their exam experience, and they will share their exam memories. So with that uh, advices, APNE will update their weekly and monthly predictions. So I think this is the most trustable platform. So only APNE is more than. Now, like, video questions set. I think that's it. So we can wrap up this meeting. Thank you for your time, guys. It was very nice having you here. I hope you have learned something uh, new from this. So keep following this group chat and understand the tips which I've shared in the group as well as on my YouTube sessions as well. So that will really help you learn a lot. All right. So let's wrap this up. Take care. Bye bye and enjoy your weekend. If possible, I will take an interview with the other candidate as well once they get free from the job. All right. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.